It's just trying to improve things and make things better, really.
Have you seen the graphics and whatnot and what it could look like, and what have you thought about it? Because it looks very impressive.
I'll be totally honest with you, I've not delved into that one just yet. There'll be time to at some point, but really at this moment it's not something that we're from our side of things that we're thinking about too much.
Chris?
Hi Michael. I think when these two teams last met, you were on a beach somewhere. Does it show how much football can change in a very short period of time, that we are where we are now? It was only in January, of course, 1-1 at Ellen Road.
Yeah, it can change quick, yeah. That's just the way the game goes. You know, you can be in or you can be out, or results can go one way, can go the other way, and players are fitting in form. The game flips, and that's why we can never take anything for granted. And you kind of live in the present and what's coming up next week, and keep trying to improve. Because I only went and played at Ellen Road once, and then it was a League Cup game many years ago. So I'm not really actually taking part in the fixture an awful lot, but watched it over the years from afar, from previous, and to be involved in it now is pretty special.
Did you watch it in Barbados?
I watched a bit of the game, yeah, actually. Yeah.
And when it finished, and after the game, of course, was there any thought in your head at that stage what might transpire beyond that
no,
game?
Not particularly. No, I think obviously I watched the games and supported from afar, but no, I think there wasn't really any sign of it at that stage. So I was supporting from afar and enjoying time with the family, really.
Mike.
Hi Michael. During the international break, your players have really spoken about your impact at the club and have publicly kind of backed you for the job. I mean, does that matter to you, their opinions, and do you think it will matter in terms of the long term as well, and the decisions that have to be made at the club?
I think the most important thing for me about all that, I think, is that we're all pulling in the same direction, and whatever said, it's going to be said, whatever. But I think the feeling, the willingness to do things together and to be positive, to be in a good place where we're positive and hopefully winning games, and that's the most, for me, that's the biggest thing, really. And after that, things will kind of get solved in one way or the other. But I think it's nice, obviously, for the boys to feel so positive and in a good frame of mind, that they're enjoying the football, and obviously we want that to continue as much as possible.
Have you seen a big difference in body language and demeanour over this period that you've been, from the very start to kind of now preparing for this game? Is there big differences in what you're seeing on the training pitch?
I wouldn't say a big difference. I have to say, since we came in, and I said it straight away, I think the squad, the mood, the way the boys, the attitude to want to do well for each other and actually want to do well for the club and the supporters, I could sense that straight away. I think boys have particularly had a good week, going away for a few days, and there was a freshness about the group which was really good to see, and a good energy and a good kind of real positive spark, really. So we need to carry that on, but it's we've used the week as best as we could, and I think we're in a good place for it.
So,
hi Michael, just on the input you've had on contract decisions, obviously since you came back in, Casemiro, that announcement was made, the Harry announcement was made. Is it fair to say now that with Jayden and Tyrell, they will be released in the summer, and with Tom Heaton, is that going to be the same for him, or could he stay on?
I think coming to the summer, there's contracts and there's all sorts of things that needed obviously sorted out, but at this stage, to that stage, it's not been sorted out just yet. So I think we'll cross that bridge a little bit further down the line. But it's great to have Harry kind of sorted and clarity in that situation. And Cassie was a little bit it was before me, really, so I wasn't particularly involved in that. But I think as time goes, everything ends up getting sorted out, and we're just not at that stage where anything else is sorted just yet.
Jerry.
Hi Michael, you're in third place, 7 points ahead of Chelsea, who are 6. Top 5 gets Champions League, we know that now. Has it gone better than you hoped? I mean, obviously you wanted to get, I know you haven't done it yet, but in terms of so far, you beat Arsenal, you beat City. Is it a bit of a dream, maybe?
Yeah, no, they're certainly coming in. We with particularly the first 2 games and the situation, I'm pretty optimistic and pretty positive, and always thinking about what we can do. But We obviously know in the back of your mind what it can look like and what direction it can go in, but it was literally just being positive and attacking the next game and going with it, and then seeing where we could go. And we're still at the same stage. It's just because we've maybe got a bit of a points difference to certain teams below us. There's a points difference to certain teams ahead of us as well. So it depends how you look at it, but we're certainly not looking at it backwards to say how it's been or how great it's been or whatever like that. It's about what's next really, and finishing the season strong. And as much as we're looking, obviously trying to qualify for the Champions League and what's behind us, we're definitely still looking at how many points we can achieve moving forward as well for the teams ahead of us.
Given that you are going to play Liverpool and Chelsea in these next 7 games and the position you're in, would it be fair to characterise it as a failure if you didn't qualify for top 5 now?
Strong word, that,
You're
isn't
an
it?
elite professional, aren't you? This is the name of the game.
And we take where we are. We know. Listen, as a club, we want to be challenging. We want to be challenging right at the top. There's no getting away from that. But I think there's steps in being realistic as well, and talking about where we came in and where we are now, and just keep building on that. I think the boys are in a good place. Squad's in a good place. We keep pushing forward. The club seems to be in a really good place in terms of the supporters, really positive and enjoying it, which is important. And we're just trying to keep pushing and keep progressing as we go.
So you'd accept 6?
Huh?
You'd accept 6 possession?
I didn't say
position?
that.
You'd
No,
accept it?
I wouldn't accept it. No.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't accept it. But you wouldn't accept. It's not so much accepting it. It's about trying to finish as high as you possibly can. And we'll see how we get on.
Critch.
Hi Michael. Champions League obviously the target now. This time last year Ruben was sat in that chair and he'd be telling us about, in terms of the summer market, that there was a plan in place for if they did qualify for the Champions League and a plan if they didn't. I wondered, is that the case now, and how different does it look depending on those 2 outcomes?
Yeah, listen, there's obviously work that's going into planning for the summer. There has to be. There's no 2 ways around that. But in terms of 2 plans, I'm not going to delve into the detail too much. I think it's pretty obvious to everyone understand if you finish certain places in the league, and financially it makes a lot